Okay, the next one, atheism. The most ridiculous ism. To be honest, this has nothing to do with philosophy, nothing to do with science, nothing to do with thinking. It's to do with psychology. Honestly, I really believe this. And many atheists, they couch their discourse in intellectual language just to cover what is in their hearts. Because I don't think it's an intellectual position. But in saying that, let's go to the Quran and find out how the Quran deals with atheism. Interestingly, the Quran hardly talks about atheism because in a way it assumes it's a spiritual psychological phenomenon. But there is one or two particular verses. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran 52, chapter 35 to 36, or were they created by nothing, referring to the human being, or were they the creators of themselves, or did they create the heavens and the earth, the universe? بَلْ لَا يُقِنُونَ. Indeed, they have no firm belief. Now this refers to the human being, but the ulama derive logical explanations for things that begin to exist, because it assumes things are khuliqu, meaning they were created, they are muhdath, they came into being. So anything that came into being, that began, you can use this Quranic logic. What's the Quranic logic? Number one, things that began to exist, they either were created by nothing, created themselves, created by something else created, or created by something uncreated. So let's work with this logic. If the universe began, could it be created by nothing? Why? Because from nothing, nothing comes. If I have some nothing, and I add a little bit more nothing, and I add a little bit more nothing, and I sprinkle some nothing, and I do something else to the nothing, all I'm going to get is exactly as in Urdu you say, kuch nahi. And I heard there's a saying called much nahi the kuch nahi, right? If you have a mustache, you have nothing. Crazy stuff, man. Anyway, so moving along. So from nothing, nothing comes. Now some atheists say, hold on one second, you have a quantum vacuum, and that's nothing, and you have particles emerging from this quantum vacuum. Now what's a quantum vacuum? Let me make it simple for you. Imagine you had a huge cosmic hoover and you sucked all the particles away from the universe. What's left is a quantum vacuum. Now the quantum vacuum is not nothing. It's actually something. If you read a basic textbook on science, it's a sea of fluctuating energy. It's a rich structure. It obeys the laws of the universe. So they're wrong. It is not nothing. So something doesn't come from nothing. So the next point, could the universe create itself? Well, this is flawed. And let me give you a very crude example. Could your mother give birth to herself? That's a messy example, isn't it? Yeah? But the point is, this is wrong, right? Because self-creation implies that something existed and did not exist at the same time, which is a philosophical, logical contradiction. So the third point, could the universe be created by something else created ultimately? Well, intuitively, someone may say, well, maybe. Maybe this universe was created by another universe. But there's a problem here. Let's carry on the question. If this universe was as a result of something else created like another universe, and that is created, and therefore it requires another universe. And that universe was created by another universe, and that universe was created by another universe, and that universe was created by another universe. If that goes on forever, will we ever have this universe? No. So it shows that there must have been something that's uncreated that brought the whole of creation into being. Let me make this a little bit more simpler for you. Imagine I'm an American Marine and I'm going to shoot a bird. If only they shot birds, right? So, may Allah guide us all. So, if I'm going to shoot a bird, right? In order for me to shoot, I have to ask permission from the Marine behind me. If he has to ask permission and that goes on forever, am I ever going to shoot the bird? Exactly. Similarly, ultimately, the universe must have been created by something uncreated, which makes sense of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.